So it says when Nun as-Sakin or Tanween come before the throat letters. Throat letters. Okay? Whenever Nun and Sakina is mixed or comes right next to the throat letters, sittun. Oh, lil halqi sittun ruttibat fal ta'rafi. For the throat, there are 6. This is 6 right here. Ruttibat, set and straight in order. Fal ta'rafi. So then you should know what they are. So now it's saying the throat letters, huruf al-halq, that's what they're called, the letters of the throat, are how many in number? So before Nun as-Sakina or Tanween, he said 6. There's 6 letters of the throat. Before Nun as-Sakina or Tanween comes before, when it comes before these 6 throat letters, right? That's going to equal out to what? What's the rule? Idhar, right? It's going to be idhar right there. And idhar is to pronounce the Nun as-Sakina clearly and distinctly and independently of the other letters. There's not going to be any mixture. So we need to know, like he said, fal ta'rafi. So then you should know. So then know what they are. The implied speech here is so know them. So then know them. What are them? The 6 letters of the throat. Okay? So now we have to find out what the 6 letters of the throat. Do we understand this line? So the first line is للنون إن تسكن وللتنوين أربع أحكام فخذ تبييني. So for the letters, the Nun and the Tanween, there are 4 rules. But there's some clarification because one of the rules has part A and B, right? So that's actually 5 rules. فالأول الإظهار قبل أحرفي. So the first rule we have to recognize is the one that we call إظهار. And that comes before certain letters. What are they? للحلق ست رتبت فلتعرفي are the 6 letters of the throat. So then know them. Can I clean up? Any questions about that? Yes?
Just what I'd like to mention, if there is like in Quran, if you can read some of like
we will when we get to we will give examples. His question is, can we read some examples? Can we get some example of what this is and how it's done? Yes, only if you can tell me what the letters of the throat are. So since we haven't gotten there, first we're going piece by piece. The first thing is to know that we're dealing with Nun as-Sakina and Tanween, and what is that? The next step is to know what are the rules of Nun as-Sakina and Tanween. There are how many? 4 of them, right? Then the next one is to know what's the first one. The first one is idhar. What does it do? It's throat letters. The next step is going to be what? What are the throat letters? Okay? And when we get to that, then we'll go. And that is just the completion of this lesson. Just to learn what idhar is and how it's applied and what are the letters of the throat. Okay? So we have idhar here, which is to recite the word clearly, right? Clearly and independent. Independent. Meaning it's not mixed. That's the Nun and Sakina, and the Tanween is going to be recited clearly and independent of any other letter. So we're going to say an, un, in, right? Before the letters of the throat. And the letters of the throat are 6. Let's go this. فالأول الإظهار قبل أحرفي للحلق 6 رتبت فلتعرفي. And they're going to go through the letters real easy. همز فهاء ثم عين حاء مهملتان ثم غين خاء. I'll say it again and again and again. So now we're going to learn what the letters of the throat are. The letters of the throat are همز فهاء ثم عين حاء. I made a mistake that first time. It's همزة فهاء ثم عين حاء. Muhammadatani, which means they don't have anything over them. We'll talk about that for half a second or so, just so we can get real clear about that. Hamzun faha'un thumma aynun ha'u. Muhammadatani thumma ghaynun kha'u. Those are the 6 letters of the throat. The first one is, and this is part of the poem, Hamzun فهاء ثم, you guys should be saying something, عين ha'u. Muhmalatani. Look at that. Muhmalatani. Thumma waynun kha'u. Now let's do this again. Hamzun. This is hamzun. Everybody see that? Do I need to make it bigger? Hamzun faha'un. This is ha'un. It's done like this. It's done like this. It's done like this. It's done like this. And it's done like this. These are all ha. It's done like this in the beginning of a word. This is in the middle of the word. This is at the end of the word. Okay? Hamzun, faha'un, thumma. Thumma means then. Aynun. Ayn is like this. Aynun, ha'u. Ha is exactly like that. That's ha'un. Muhmalatani. Thumma, it goes thumma, aynun, ha'u. Muhmalatani. What this word means, let's break it down. Mu in front of a word means what? One who, or something that's possessing the qualities of. So this is the ayn and the ha, these two, because here it says tani. This alif with lam here means two. Okay? Meaning those two. And it's feminine because the word, the letter is considered feminine. So hamala is the root. Hamala. What does that mean? It means it doesn't have anything. Muhmalan. Like it ignored something or it took it lazily. What does it mean as a terminology? It means that these ayn and this ha, they don't have any diacritical marks over them. Because ghayn said thumma, then ghayn is considered aynul bin nuqta. You know what I'm saying? It has an ayn with a nuqta, which is just ghayn. The nuqta is the diacritical mark. So it's not muhmal. It's not left alone. It has something over it. But this one is left alone. Okay? So thumma aynun kha'u. And likewise, kha is just like a ha, except for it has a diacritical mark. Okay? Aynun, thumma ghaynun kha'u. And you might note that at the end of the word, they don't have dhammatan. It doesn't say dhammatan. That's the way the poem goes. So it's hamzun, faha'un, thumma aynun, ha'u. Muhmalatani, meaning they don't have no diacritical marks. Okay? So that means ayn and ha don't have any diacritical marks. So you know exactly what's being referred to, not to confuse them with any other letters that do have diacritical marks. So it says, thumma ghaynun kha'u. Thumma, then, ghaynun kha'u. This is ghayn, this is kha. These are the 6 letters. Let me put them on the side. So we have idhar, and then we have the letters of the throat. We'll say throat letters. And they are what? Hamza, right? We could go like that. Hamza, then ha'un, thumma aynun, thumma ha'un. Muhmalatani, meaning we don't put anything on them. Thumma ghaynun kha'u. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. للحلق ست رتبت فلتعرفي. These are the halq for the letters of the throat. These are the 6 letters of the throat, so you must know them. And this little line here is just to separate these two from each other. Is that understood? Now let's get to some examples. Some examples of how the idhar and the noon sakina and the tanween will be played out in this format, in idhar. And that's what everybody wants, right? Everybody wants to know that. So, the thing that we have to understand first and foremost, at this point, after knowing that there are how many rules for noon and sakin and tanween? There are 4 rules.